I used to not care about my looks at all, but then I started Looksmaxxing and I started getting girls so fast it feels illegal. And there are 3 things that you can do that will give you the same effect, starting with the one factor that will do 90% of the work for you. Growing up as a skinny kid who was shy and insecure, I didn't get much attention from girls. But that all changed once I started to build an attractive physique. Even in the early stages, when I just had abs and a little bit of lean muscle, nothing impressive at all, girls were actually starting to take to me in school. And I started getting attention from girls, and they started to give me some compliments on my abs if they saw me without a shirt. And things started to improve to now to the point where girls absolutely love my muscles. They love feeling my chest and shoulders. And the thing is, building an attractive physique is one of the highest return on investment things that you can do as a man to improve your attractiveness. This is like being a girl with amazing tits and an ass. Yeah, sure, if a girl has a pretty face and is just skinny all around, she'll do fine. But a girl with an attractive face with big tits and a nice ass and a skinny waist is just gonna do 10 times better than her counterpart who doesn't. It is that simple. And as a man, this stands true to you even more. If you are in amazing shape, you have broad shoulders, a big chest, big back, overall good physique, girls are gonna absolutely love this. It's gonna signal so many things to them that is gonna make you more attractive as a man. And the thing is, most people are overcomplicating how to build an attractive physique. See, if you're just trying to attract girls, you don't need to be the next Mr. Olympia. You don't need to be in the gym training 1-2 hours a day, doing the littlest things to try and get the perfect balances. All you need to do is just go in there, train hard, progressively overload, eat a good diet, and you are going to be fine. See, all I do now is I do 2 full body workouts. They're every 4th day, so about 2 a week. And I progressively overload them. I come in with intention. I track all my lifts, and I know this next workout, I need to just hit 1 more rep, or I need to increase the weight 5 pounds. And I'm very focused when I go into the gym. It's with intention. And this is what's allowed me to actually gain tons and tons of new strength, progressively overload in ways that I never thought was possible, all just focusing on the compound lifts. I'm not doing tons of isolation. I only do it for the important areas like the side and rear delt, the arms. Besides that, I only hit 1 to 2 exercises per muscle group doing compound lifts, progressively overloading those. And like I said, I work out twice a week, an hour or so each time, and that is all it takes to build an attractive physique. You don't need to live in the gym if you want to become attractive to girls. It is so much simpler than most people are making it out to be. This next thing is something that girls will judge you on before you even say a single word. So when I was in high school, I used to dress like a clown. I literally would wear neon color shorts that were yellow, orange, green. The clothes that I wore were too baggy. They went past my knees. The shirts that I wore didn't fit me well. They weren't good styled at all. They were just, once again, funky ass colors. They just didn't match at all. It would just be terribly paired together. And I overall just looked like a kid with no style and was treated as such. But then this past summer, I went and I got all my dress clothes tailored. The clothes that I'll wear out to the clubs or dinner, I had them fit perfectly. I made sure that my blazer was perfect length on the sleeves. I got it brought in around the back so you could see my V-taper, and it just fit me so much better. And then this past summer, I got compliments left and right from girls. They just saw me as a much more mature man. I remember I was talking to a 30-year-old and she said, "How old are you?" And I said, "Guess." And she was like, I don't know, 29, 30, something like that. I'm like, "You think I'm 30? She's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Why?" And she was like, "Everything about you, from the way that you communicate to your style, you just look like such a mature and present yourself as such a mature man. You don't look like a kid." And I was like, "Well, thank you." And one of the big factors that did that was the way that I dress. I dressed much older than I look. And it just gives off the appearance that I'm more mature, I'm more attractive to girls, because they don't want to be with some kid. They want to be with a man. And this is going to be a huge factor that allows you to differentiate yourself from everybody. And I'm going to break it down for you so you can focus on the most important steps that will allow you to achieve the same result. So the first thing is going to be the fit of the clothing. See, this was something that I didn't figure out until this past summer. But of course, there's been a couple items and articles of clothing that have fit me better than others. So when I was first taking on my self-improvement journey 3 years ago, I didn't have much money. And I went to H&M and I bought some $10 shirts. One of them was a black V-neck shirt, and it actually fit me really well. Like, with the body that I have, it just worked well. And it highlighted my shoulders, my chest. It was, tight around the waist, but not too tight. And it was just a perfect fitting t-shirt. That shirt got me so many girls, although it was just $10. So the first thing that you want to focus on is the fit of the clothing. Now, I wouldn't recommend going out and just buying junk t-shirts or just trying to get everything fitted. There's gonna be plenty of stores that just fit you well. Like that H&M one was just one example, but Banana Republic now has very, very high quality shirts and they fit me amazingly. I absolutely love this one shirt in particular, and I didn't have to get it tailored or anything. So the one thing that you're looking for when you're shopping, I would recommend going into the stores, trying them on, and making sure that the clothing fits you really well. Fit is all around the most important aspect. And it's gonna take us to the next thing, which is the colors and the color combinations that you wear. When I was younger, like I said, I used to look like a highlighter. Now, if you look at all the dress clothes, all my nice stuff, it is pretty much one of 5 colors, maybe 4 or 5 colors. Yeah, there's not much more than that. I wear black, I wear white, I wear navy blue, I wear gray, and I wear tan, and that's more on the pants side of things, and I have a tan blazer. But those are pretty much all the colors that I work with, and I pair them accordingly. But I don't really go outside those colors. I'm not getting many other things. Like, sure, I have an olive, green pair of pants. So, I have a couple different things, but if you're gonna look at like 90% of the clothes I own, they fall into that category, and this is just what works best. And you gotta really start looking at pairing the clothes appropriately. If you want, you can also look up like the Old Money color styling chart. That's gonna give you a lot of basics to work off of. Like a navy blue will work great with white. So that's one example. There's gonna be so many others that you can just pair together that's gonna make you look really great. Like black on black is always gonna look good. There's so many examples. I'm not gonna list them all off here, but this can be something that you can figure out within just a couple minutes, and it's gonna do so much for your style. And as you can't change your face that much, you can make the most out of what you have. So when I was 18, I discovered that I was starting to have beard growth, and I was curious as to how I would look with a beard. Unfortunately, I did not look good at all, and it really took away from my looks. I don't have too many pictures from back then, but if you saw me with a beard and the haircut that I had then, you would see me as significantly less attractive. I looked like a clown. I didn't look good at all. It really took away from my overall appearance. For me, what I figured out works best is a medium style hair length with a clean shave. If I do that, that's me looking at my peak. But during the journey, I've also tried out long hair. I had really long hair. Some girls found that attractive. I've tried short hair. I've tried really short. I had that, most recently, but I wanted to go back to medium length now. I'm just experimenting with it and finding what works best for my face, my style as a whole. And this is exactly what you need to be doing as well. You need to test out many different things. You may never know what works best on you if you don't give it a try. Dan Blazarian has grown out his beard and it makes him look good. And I saw a picture of him before having that beard and he actually looked really funny. Not to hate on Danny B, I love the guy, but he looked really bad without the beard. So it's like for him, growing that beard did so much for his appearance. So you as an individual need to really just test out and figure out what works best for you. And the most important areas is gonna be the hair and the beard as a man. Besides that, we've already covered the gym, which if you get to 8 to 12% body fat, it's gonna tighten up your jawline. It's gonna make you look as attractive as possible. But besides that, these are the 2 areas you need to focus on, is the hair and the beard. And if you get those, beyond just having general hygiene, brushing your teeth, cleaning your ears, those little things, you are set. This is all you need to focus on to optimize your looks as a man and have all the success that you want with girls.